What's up everybody, Jay Johnson Jr. here back with another video. I'm going over my top training shoes. These are shoes that I train in, lift, sprinting wise. So let's get straight into the video. This is not gonna be in any particular order. I'm just going over the shoes that I train in every day. So we're starting off with the AdiZero Boston 8s, which is an Adidas shoe. These shoes I've been training with for a few years now. It has a medium-sized sole, and it gives you a little bit of cushion so that way you don't feel the ground when you're running or sprinting on the track or the street, which I really like. This shoe is also pretty narrow, so I wouldn't really recommend lifting in these. This is like a strictly sprinting shoe for me. And you know, I like to go 80% to 90% or lower in these shoes. I don't really like to go full speed in these because it can get uncomfortable. These shoes, they have a small tongue, so the shoelaces can get like caught up behind the tongue, which I really don't like and makes me feel uncomfortable. This shoe is semi-flexible and it has a small dorsiflexion here at the toe area, so it kind of helps with your sprinting wise. Another thing with this shoe is it doesn't really have good traction at the bottom. So it's easy to slip in these. That's why I don't like wearing these in bad conditions. I like to know when it's good outside to pull these babies out. So next we have the Nike Flex trainers. I don't know exactly the name of this exact edition. So if you could tell me the name, comment that below and I'll try to find a link to it and put it in the description. But for these are a great all-around shoe for lifting and sprinting. As you can see, it has a flexible toe area, but it's still durable in the back end, which I really like. So it can enable you to dorsiflex your foot to sprint in, and you also have that sturdiness to be able to lift in. Like I would max in these because also the width of this shoe, like you can do lateral movements, you can do max lifts, you can sprint in these. It's a great all-around shoe, and it also has great grip. So in any weather condition, you'll be able to pull these babies out and get a good workout in. Some cons of these shoes though is that it is really flat and the sole is not that thick either. So you know it can get uncomfortable if you sprint in these. So I won't recommend sprinting in these higher than 85% honestly. But it is a great durable shoe, and I've been wearing these for years and they've held up great. So highly recommend these, especially for beginners. So next we have my favorite sprinting shoe. And these are the Nike Zoom Fly SPs. This is a really stylish shoe. Like I kind of tore them down some and I wore these a lot and trained in these a lot. So they don't look as pretty as when I first got them. But when I first got them, these were a beaut. Like it has a track around the shoe. Do you see that? Like that's so dope to me. This is a pretty narrow shoe and it's really lightweight. This material is, I don't even know the name of this material, but it's see-through and it's like less than a centimeter thick. So I would not recommend wearing these when it's raining because your socks will get soaked. But great for sprinting because it has this natural dorsiflexion, and it also has a thick sole to where you know you can really bounce off the ground and bounce off the track. I would not recommend lifting in these because these are so narrow and it does have this high dorsiflexion. So I would not recommend lifting in these. These are only for sprinting. And also for sprinting, I like sprinting in these when I'm sprinting in a straight line, not when I'm either running around the neighborhood or gonna have to take a lot of turns, because it is such a narrow shoe and it does have this high dorsiflexion. So it can get rigorous trying to turn a lot in these shoes. One more con with this shoe is that after you wear these for a few training sessions, the bottom of the shoe starts to crease a lot and it kind of takes away from the aesthetic feeling of these shoes. But you know, if you're not in it for fashion, you're in it to train, these are great sprinting shoes. If you're a 100-meter sprinter and you really want to find a shoe that helps you with your dorsiflexion as well.